Hi, we're back with you, Martins and Aldis.
Me again.
And we've decided to do another walk. And this time another existing narrow gauge railway line. And we're just outside of Madona, and we plan to walk to a town called Lubana, which is about 35 kilometers away. And we think we've found the trail. We got our first river crossing. Luckily the wood from the bridge is still there, so hopefully all this doesn't fall in. You beauty!
I'm just wondering what would happen if you dropped like a line in there. You can see there's a current going through. You'd catch something. There's got to be. This is a happy camper. Found a nice spot next to a little creek. Much nicer than the last trip we were on.
So far, anyway. So this is where we camped on the first night. A beautiful camp spot. We've been blessed with superb weather as well. This is the big log on which Aldis was sitting, right above the break. Last night when it was dark, and he fell halfway down this embankment, luckily not into the water. River crossing. Time to go in an airstrip here. It's like an ultralight. The only thing flying today are a pair of eagles, which we saw before.
Here, you've seen a lot of examples of us in idyllic situations, but this is the hard, cold reality of these sort of treks on overgrown railway lines. This is more typical of the stuff we have to beat through when walking along these areas. So it's all not. Oops, oh god, I'm getting stuck here. So it's not all fun and games. But it has its appeal though, I suppose. And the ticks love it, you know, they love to have us come through here. To light fires, I like to use a lighter and matches, you know, it's really easy. But I think I've been watching too many survival videos, and it kind of helps you keep your eye open for various types of tinder that can easily catch light when you're using untraditional fire lighting techniques like sparks or something like that. So we might just try to gather a bit of this stuff and experiment a bit with how well it might
trip. And now whenever we have a field that's parallel, we choose to walk it, because it's much better than bush bashing through all the overgrowth. I'm just trying to cross the electric fence. Hoppa! Decided once again to go along a field where it's a bit too tough on the track.
You know, if it weren't for the last war, this stuff would be. Oh, it doesn't seem really.
Pretty tough going.
Yeah, you can hurt yourself, you know. You're feeling a bit tired. Take a hand extension. No good news.
This, believe it or not, is where a train went 20 years ago. We're walking over the sleepers.
You go ahead.
I think we may have this for a few kilometres yet, according to the map. Stop for lunch. I'll just get a bit of an update from Aldous here.
An update, yeah. Yesterday, when we started, I was actually very impressed, and I was very happy that I was expecting the worst. It was actually quite a nice and easy walk, and we found some nice spots. And this morning's walk has been similar, but the reason I was apprehensive about going on this trip, because I knew there'd be a lot of swamps around. Well, but the idea was we'd be walking along a railway line which is raised above the swamps, so it would be more, supposedly more passable. Well, we have been lulled into a sense of false security, because it now turns out that the parts of the railway are so thick and so overgrown with vines and thorns and all sorts of trees that we're actually, ironically, we are actually now walking through the swamp rather than on the railway.
This is our prize for going through all of that terrible evergrowth.
Describe the sense of relief after all the bush we've been bashing through to come across something like this. Actually, it's not that spectacular, but for us, it's welcome to see the sun and not have to bash through something and feel the cool of the water. It's kind of makes it worthwhile.
We've abandoned the old railway track. It was just too hard and too slow. So now we're in the forest, some forest roads. Still got a lot of walking to do before nightfall. Water for filtering later, because we've almost run out. This is our campsite for the second and last night of this trip. In a pine forest. In the distance we can hear the unusual call of the moose, which sounds very much like a chainsaw or a motorbike. Then this plant growing here, I'm unsure what it's called in English. I think it may be called swamp rosemary. And it smells a little like tea tree oil or eucalyptus oil. I know it's good for putting in your cupboards to shoo away the moths and insects. But I'm sure there are other uses for it too. So I'm going to take this. In the forest we have lingonberries. Oh, thank you. They're a little sour like cranberries, but have some sweetness to them as well. Also found in and near forests is heather. This is heather. And it smells like honey. Bees love it. And it can be made into a really, really lovely tea. Thanks to us running out of water, drinking water, and Aldous' wonderful filtering apparatus, I've had the pleasure of being able to drink swamp water. Not too bad. Found some chanterelle mushrooms in the forest. Unfortunately, this isn't really enough for a meal, so hopefully we'll find some more. Yep, real quick. Finally, we're walking through lots and lots and lots of forest. We're a few kilometers from our destination. And we finally got a little bit lucky with mushrooms. And we got some big ones here. Oh, beauty. Excellent. These are the ones that turn blue.